Hello and welcome my dear owls to Norushen 10-man normal in the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. This is only the Boomkin guide. If you're looking for the normal guide, click the link in the description and it will take you there. So let's start off with talents as always, and for this fight you want Incarnation. It's just more bursty, and when Bloodlust comes, which is around 50 or 40% health depending on how fast you are with cleansing your DPS, you need to do as much damage as possible in the shortest time possible, so that's why you choose Incarnation. Heart of the Wild, not only because it's the best DPS talent, it gives you the most damage because of the gear we have and the intellect bonus and the stamina bonus actually, but it also is required to heal with it. And I mean heal with it, I don't mean just throwing out rejuve, I mean hard casting healing touches. In this fight everyone has corruption and the healers need to purify it as well, and if you're doing the standard tactic, because the enrage timer is so tight, your healers need to be cleansing the corruption and you only have 2 of them, which means that for a certain amount of time you'll only have 1 healer, which really starts hurting about when the healer is about halfway through his challenge, which means that you need to start healing really hard. Now here's the thing, if you're the only hybrid DPS that can really heal up a lot, you might want to use cooldowns for this phase because it's just going to be too much for you. It might be too much for you, so if you don't have like a chamois with a healing tide totem and stuff like that, you might want to use cooldowns. But this might also bite you in the ass, because this fight is kind of Malhazar-esque, which means the further in you're in the fight, the harder the fight's going to be and the more healing intensive it's going to be. Which means that if you use your cooldowns while the healers are doing their challenge and purifying their corruption, you will not have them for the end of the fight, which really hurts. So just talk to your healers, ask them, hey, do you need my cooldown for this? Or are you gonna keep it up while he's purifying himself? And if yeah, just save your cooldowns. If not, just use a cooldown. You know, it's not worth it to die here and be like, well, but we might have killed the boss. No, you died. So if your raid is dying and they're going down, just use a cooldown and it's gonna be fine. Next I want to talk about your purifying, so let's skip to that. Okie doke, so purifying yourself. If you click the orb, you jump down, you blow cooldowns and you nuke everything, you are a massive tit and you're probably gonna wipe the raid. So what you should do, or what I like to do, is to just go down, nuke the big ad, and then ask the raid leader, can I kill one of the smaller ads? And why do I always kill the big one? Because he's doing this conal effect, and that means you need to move, which is really annoying as a boomkin. And I'm gonna show you something at the end of the purifying process right here that is really useful. Other than that, I like to just throw moonfire at them and let them tick down, and when my leader's like, okay, they're down, you can send in another one, I just kill them. Okay, so this doesn't take too much time, but I don't nuke them at just, you know, as soon as I get there. Right here I'm using Astral Communion to get into a pre-eclipse state, which is really helpful. You should do this if you can. If you have the time, just do it. And as soon as you're out of there, you can open on the boss and you're just doing so much more DPS. Next thing I want to talk about is killing ads in the normal world. Now, you should be in an eclipse, so what I like to do is just focus the big ad, because the big ad is the biggest threat, so just focus on him. And if you don't have some crazy cleave DPS, like we have an elemental shaman, so it's just chain lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, woot woot, just throw an eclipsed dot on the small ads and just don't focus them if there is a big ad. If there are only small ads, just pick one of them and kill it, okay? Other than that, just nuke the boss as hard as you can, because it's really required. And of course, couple of tips. Always ask your raid leader when you're gonna bloodlust and communicate, okay? You can just fight the boss and say, hey, I have cooldowns in 20 seconds. When are we gonna bloodlust? And he says, well, in about a minute. So you just save the cooldowns for the bloodlust, okay? And next thing, when the death beam comes around, you Stampeding Roar, so people just move out of the way much faster, which means more DPS, more healing, always good. And that's basically it. There is nothing too difficult about this boss. There's not too much movement, so it's kind of okay for boomkins. It's kind of okay to do some competitive DPS. And once again, I hope this was helpful, and I thank you a lot for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.